Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Please stay with me for the next 10 to 15 minutes as I highlight the latest news events and provide commentary for February 13th, 2026 regarding local, regional, and international security, political, and social issues. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Education has officially completed its 2025-2026 nationwide laptop distribution exercise under the A Laptop for Every Child initiative, marking a significant milestone in the government's drive to modernize the education system. And from what I've heard from a relative of mine here in Sangre Grande, her son, really did in fact receive his laptop. So I'm really thankful that even in the Sangre Grande area, Form 1 students received that device. And the promise that was made was definitely, it appears to have been kept. The distribution program, which supports students transitioning from the Secondary Entrance Assessment SEA into Form 1, concluded on February 11th, 2026. It was officially launched on November the 27th, 2025 by Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessa at Penal Secondary School. In total, 18,000 laptops were procured for distribution across 154 secondary institutions nationwide. These included 125 government and government-assisted schools in Trinidad, 9 schools in Tobago, 10 private institutions too. They even gave to the private institutions, and 10 junior life centers. According to the ministry, 17,487 students were placed in secondary schools for the academic year, with 17,188 laptops distributed based on confirmed enrollment data submitted by receiving schools. The difference largely reflects students who are repeating or who opted to attend private secondary institutions. Minister of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlath, described the initiative as a key investment in the nation's future, fully supported it back in the 2010 to 2015 era, and I support it today, underscoring the importance of digital access in today's learning environment. Give credit when credit is due, people. This is wonderful news. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessa, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has officially launched the National Agricultural Training Initiative. You want to diversify the economy, expand the agricultural sector. Yes, of course, you're going to need training, but funding as well. The program, which commenced yesterday, is a central part of the government's mandate to revitalize the local agricultural sector and reduce the national food import bill. Focus on the production of cocoa, definitely. Remember, we have one of the highest qualities of that product in the entire world. Community sporting and cultural groups in Penal are set to benefit from upgraded infrastructure at the former Petrotrin grounds. This is according to Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarat, who was speaking to TTT News at the Superior Women's Association's Kiddies Carnival at the Petrotrin Recreational Ground in Clark Road on Wednesday. Minister Padarat said the facility has been fully refurbished and equipped with new towering lights, allowing the space to be used for a wider range of activities and for extended hours. My advice to Padarat in the future, when you're attending a fete, I'm not talking about this particular case, but I'm just raising this one time because I'm not going to actually report about it, right? But something happened recently and he was in a fete and certain things happened. When you're in a fete, you're in a fete. You want to even really big up one of your friends or whatsoever, like Julian John, do so quickly and come back off the stage, and do not start to promote any type of politics. People attend these types of fetes and so forth so that they can really kind of get away from the whole political environment and stuff like that. A little bit of advice for Barry Padarat. Guyana's President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali on Wednesday said major investments in healthcare infrastructure and services in Region 7, Kayuni, Mazaruni, have significantly improved access to treatment, resulting in a sharp decline in medical referrals to Georgetown. Speaking during the second episode of his podcast, Tea on the Terrace, which was recorded in Bartica, the president revealed that referrals to the capital city have been reduced by approximately 50%. That's a lot, people, in recent years because of good performance by the Irfan Ali administration. He explained that expansion and modernization of health facilities across the region, allowing residents, including those in remote mining and hinterland communities, to receive treatment closer to home. Economist Keenan Falconer in Jamaica says he was not expecting the administration to introduce new tax measures at this time, arguing that the conventional approach in the aftermath of a crisis is to either reduce or remove some taxes to spur economic activity and accelerate growth. According to Falconer, by taking this approach, the government would pave the way for gross domestic product growth and output that would result in a return to pre-crisis levels in the shortest time possible, allowing tax revenues to, of course, then rebound. Businesses and so forth, you will be able to allocate much more taxes from when you increase the purchasing power of the citizens. My response, correct. 100% correct. As I said recently, you cannot tax a nation into a state of recovery or prosperity. The Andrew Holness administration is making a decision which will lead to a decrease in the purchasing power of both the lower and middle-class citizens in Jamaica who have already been adversely affected by the storm. People lost their entire homes and so forth. These draconian IMF austerity measures should be reversed immediately. We are pleading with you, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, reconsider your decision. Bear in mind that increased poverty also results in a rise in crime as well. So if it is if you have been boasting about a reduction of about 42% of crime, of murders in Jamaica, please do not allow these kind of circumstances to end up changing that good type of statistical data. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines will undergo changes aimed at improving access to high-quality healthcare services. A total of $117.5 million has been allocated to the ministry. A comprehensive health reform agenda will be implemented to better cater to the needs of Vincentians. Part of this agenda includes strengthening medical staffing with local personnel, which will also involve the phased reduction of Cuban medical officers. The expansion of services is also expected across all clinics nationwide. Work on the Anos Vale Hospital will continue, along with major repairs to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Thus far, the new regime seems to be on the right path. Please don't go and start to follow other nations in our region, including here in Trinidad and Tobago, by increasing fines and fees and taxes and stuff like that.
We are building a system that is resilient to shocks and responsive to local needs. Accordingly, we are implementing a human resources for health plan, aligning skills with service demand and addressing critical staffing gaps. We will also begin a 3-year phase-out of the Reliance and Cuban district medical officers, starting with the recruitment of 4 local medical officers in 2026 to address language barriers and reduce foreign staffing costs. They may be redeployed elsewhere as needed. Decentralizing diagnostic services, strengthening laboratory quality systems to increase patient access to community laboratories from 8% to 18% in 2026.
International news now. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, before boarding the plane back home to Israel, said the conditions President Trump sets for an agreement with Iran could lead to achieving a good deal. He said, I do not hide my skepticism about the possibility of reaching an agreement. All of us know it ain't gonna happen. However, I made it clear that if an agreement is reached, it must include the important components for us, the state of Israel, and in my opinion, also for the entire international community, those of us who still value democracy and Western civilization values. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is 100% correct. And I keep saying this over and over again. I don't understand why Donald Trump believes that Trying to make deals 100 times with the Ayatollah will actually result in anything positive taking place. We've been trying this since last year, President. Get the job done, and you know what is needed. Now for the interesting fact segment. In a historic medical breakthrough, South African surgeon Professor Mashudu Shefu Laro restored hearing using 3D printed ear bones. The world's first surgery replaces damaged middle ear bones to treat conductive hearing loss. Using biocompatible titanium replicas of the hammer, anvil, and stirrup, the procedure is fast, precise, and personalized. One patient regained hearing soon after surgery, opening new hope for millions worldwide. Closing off now with the travel segment. Say notice near Cancun, a breathtaking natural freshwater sinkholes nestled in the jungle, offering a magical and refreshing escape from the coast. Formed by collapsed limestone, they feature crystal clear waters, stunning stalactite formations, and often hidden underground caverns, perfect for swimming, snorkeling, diving, and jungle adventure. Sounds like a really beautiful, magical place to visit. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.